Fishing again. Today I want to talk to you about the boarding ladder I put on my Protein 175 bass boat. You need a ladder on your boat in case you fall off. And you need a ladder on your boat so when you're out tubing and skiing, you can get the people back into the boat. Got a couple important things you need to know, and we'll get to that at the end of the video. But right now, let's get to it.
TikTok, all stop.
Alright then, this ladder right here, I bought it off Amazon. It was about $55. It came with 2 holes on each side. I drilled a 3rd hole because I like to overdo it a little bit. But I was going to put it on the side of the boat because I thought it would be easier to mount it right on the side of the boat, but it turned out it wasn't. And the flanges was overhanging about 1 inch or so, and I'd had to cut them off. And I didn't have no way of putting the bolts in and putting the nuts on the bottom of it. So what I did was I took old 6x6 post I had, and then I cut it 17.5 inches roughly. I went from this weld to this weld, and then I cut this end 1 inch and this end 1.5 inch. And I did that to make it level all the way across because everybody knows these bass trackers go down in an angle back here in the back. And this is the best spot for it because this is the lowest point on the boat. Now, took the wood after I cut it, and then I took my orbital sander and I sanded it down, smoothed out the edges, the corners, made it where it'd be real nice and slick. I primered it and I painted it, and then I had some decals made up on it. But I drilled that extra hole, and then I laid it up here and I marked them and I drilled it through the wood, and then I set the wood where I wanted it and the block, and then I marked it onto the boat, and then I drilled those out. Then these bolts on the right side are going to be shorter than the ones on the left side, so you're going to have to measure the length and make sure you get the right length bolt. Now this wood overhung because this is an angle back here, so I just cut it off, and you can see it matches the contour of the boat back here. But here's the important part right here that you need to know about. One is you can't get your hand under here to put but just a few of these nuts on the bottom. Now I put locking nuts with washers on the bottom, and you can't get your man hand and arm up in there to put them nuts on. So what I did was I got 3 grandsons, and they still little. They 8, 10 years old, 9 years old, and they got skinny arms and hands. I let them run their hand up in there and put the nuts on for me. But here's the most important part. You take your washer, and you get your little dab of super glue, and then you super glue that nut to that washer where you want it. That way when them kids stick their hand up in there, all they got to deal with is just one piece. They ain't got to deal with 2 pieces. It's just one now, and it makes it a whole lot easier. They were able to get their hands up in there, start that nut for me, put a wrench on it, and then I zipped these down with my drill, and I didn't have no problem. Slick as crap. It was easy. But that's the most important part right there, is super gluing that nut to that washer and having some grandson to stick their hand up in there and start them nuts for you. This ladder is a 300-pound capacity ladder. It's a 4-stepper. It gets down in the water a long ways. And I weigh 220 pounds. And I go up and down it easy. It'll fold up easy. Fold it up. It's got a little bungee cord on it that'll hold it. And then you just flip it up. And bam, it's out of your way. But if you leave it down while you're going across the water, this bottom piece right here, the bottom couple 2-3 inches will be in the water on this bass boat. And it don't hurt anything, but it does spray a lot of water up, and it'll spray it up on your boat a little. I keep it folded up out of my way so it ain't hanging in the water. And I don't fold it down until I'm using it. Other than that, it just sits right here and does nothing. But I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, hit the like button. And that's going to be it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, hit the like button. And if you hadn't already, check out my channel. I got a few videos out there already. You might find some of it useful. You might find some of it funny. You might not find it useful or funny at all. I don't know. But you won't never know till you look. And if you hadn't already, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. YouTube will notify you when I post a new video, and you can watch that one too. Until next time, fish on.